Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, your Movie Apprentice, and today I'm looking at Luca Guadagnino's new film, Bones and All, starring Taylor Russell, Timothée Chalamet, and Mark Rylance. In this coming-of-age film, we follow a teenage girl who, after being abandoned by her father due to her ailment of cannibalism, she sets out to find out about her mother alongside another cannibal she meets along the way, who she slowly develops a strong bond with. This film is marketed as a romance, but with a little bit of cannibalism involved in it. And I will say straight off the bat, when they say the cannibalism is a big focus of this, it is a big focus, and they do not shy away from the actual cannibalism. There is no seeing a dead body and cutting to them cooking it and prepping it. No, we are physically seeing these individuals eating people basically raw, dead on the ground, and the sound effects, the sound design, and the makeup effects as well really sell the point. And I will say straight away, if you are squeamish or you're not good with blood, this is a film that will leave you losing your appetite. It definitely left me without my appetite at the end of the movie, and I went into this movie completely starving, and I came out not wanting to eat because of how graphic these cannibalistic scenes are. So that is a big warning. I will say straight off the bat, they're very well effective, and it does not shy away from the cannibalism aspect of the movie. But for all the talk of cannibalism and the gore and the effects, this is more of a romance story and a story of self-acceptance. The relationship that Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet's character develop for each other throughout the film's runtime is, while not entirely believable for me, I could still see what Luca was going for in telling this story. These are two characters that are very flawed, that feel there is something wrong with them on a deeper level. The way they treat cannibalism in this is not a choice. It is very much an ailment and a sickness that will just come out of nowhere. And effectively, it's almost like a drug in a way. If it's deprived from these pills for too long, they get hungry for human flesh. They can eat other stuff, but the human flesh is the only thing that can really satisfy the hunger. So every now and again, they have to indulge in their unfortunate ailments, and that works really effectively. And as we see these two characters slowly begin to trust each other over the film's runtime and slowly reveal layers about themselves, because the whole film we are following Taylor Russell's character trying to find her mum and figure out where her ailment comes from. But on the other side, we have Timothée Chalamet's character, who's quite reserved and quite closed off from not just Taylor Russell's character, but from his actual family members within the film. He is a very closed off character that struggles to show vulnerability and tries to ignore any responsibility or acceptance for the methods that they have to use to do what they need to do in terms of their ailments. It does ask the question of morality. There are some cannibals that will refuse to kill and will only eat people that are already dead, and there are some that say they'll only kill people that are clearly not going to be missed by anyone. And seeing the main characters struggle with having to come to terms of when is it okay to go and get your food, and the moral implications of the person that they are eating and what they're leaving behind is played up really well. And the vulnerability that the two of these two characters show each other is really, really well done. The chemistry between Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet works exponentially and is a big part of why the film works in the way it does. But for me, the big standout has to be Mark Rylance, who has, over the last few years, really been typecast as sort of the weird guy on the spectrum. While he does play that a little bit here, he is utterly terrifying. And of all the actors I would think I would be terrified of, Mark Rylance would not be very high on the list. But this guy plays this vulnerable, not altogether there character really well, that has this mean streak hidden under a guise of a wholesome energy. He is fantastic in this role, and it was great to see him in this. There's a couple of times where I thought his performance might have been a little bit too much, but when he steals the show, he really does steal the show and plays a very good antagonistic force against our two lead characters in this. Because, quite frankly, this is a film that the antagonist and the bad guy is not really a person per se. It's more about the character's mind and letting go and letting the walls come down and just expressing yourself emotionally to another person. That is the big theme of this. The cannibalism aspect is very much just a caveat of the film's runtime, but is really well executed. I would definitely recommend watching this movie when it does come out. Timothée Chalamet is a character actor that I've never really understood the hype for. There are some films where he's praised where I don't think he's that good. But I will say in this, he does his role very well, even though he is slowly starting to be typecast as the hot young lad for a woman to fall for, but in a deeper way. And he plays the role really well in this. And some of the comedy moments in this that break up the grimness of the reality that these cannibals are living in works fantastically well. If you made it this far into the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribe to the channel for more reviews like this coming all the time. Make sure you check out the community tab as well. This one was voted for by the community. My plan was to do After Sun, but because of your votes, this has come out first. After Sun is coming tomorrow at some point, hopefully. But without further ado, let's grade this, shall we? Bones and All is an intimate tale of romance and coming of age and acceptance that is just sprinkled with a heap of spice that comes in the form of the cannibalistic subplot. I like the way they treat it as a genuine illness and an ailment that someone can't just ignore and get over. It makes the characters feel much more empathetic, which is essential when you want us to get behind these two lead characters. And while the romance doesn't entirely work for me, I can definitely appreciate what Luca was going for in telling this story. And as I've said, Mark Rylance steals the show in his role. Overall, I'm going to have to say that for me, Bones and All just needs a bit more sugar. So, Bones and All, have you seen it? If you have, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Again, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, check out the community tab, follow me on socials, all that good stuff. Coming up on the channel, going to be reviewing After Sun. I will get a late review of Wakanda Forever out once I've got around to seeing it. It's just been a very busy week for myself personally. And keep your eyes peeled because I am starting my work on a wrap for the year in terms of cinema and the people that have passed and so on. Keep an eye out for that. But until next time, everybody, my name is Josh. I have been your Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.